everyone, this is Dr. Neeta and I welcome you all to our second session of Advanced Clinical Hypnotherapy and Psychotherapy workshop. So in this presentation, we will see how does hypnosis work, the science behind trance and why it's so effective at breaking lifelong negative habits. So let's begin with today's session. Did you know that hypnosis is just a form of focused relaxation that allows access to the unconscious mind? Means we are going to access our unconscious or subconscious part of mind, which generally in awareness, alertness or consciousness we can't access. So that's a relaxed and altered state of mind. That's actually the state we retain at that moment of time is called as hypnosis. Hypnosis guides your attention away from everyday world so you can concentrate on a goal such as overcoming a fear or quitting smoking. So what happens is generally whenever we are in our alert or conscious state of mind, there are several things where our attention moves from here to there, switch from one task to another task, and that's how our mind wanders. But when we are at a very relaxed state of mind, at that moment of time, we are very much focused on one thing at a time. And at that moment of time, if we suggest our mind to actually overcome something, it may be a deeply rooted habit such as smoking, drinking, that kind of habit, even that may be deeply rooted fear, phobia, trauma. You can quit those kind of things because you are actually submerging into the root level, mean the beneath of your mind, wherein your mind is stable, and at that stable state you are focused one thing at a time, and if you'll focus on that and you suggest your mind to properly overcome it, actually it will happen, and that state is called as hypnotic state of mind. So what you experience when you are hypnotized is called an altered state of consciousness. So you are awake, but you are not paying attention to the conscious world in the same way in the general term how you do. So though you are awake, you are hypnotized means something what we seen in entertainment world, that stage show people used to do, and they tell something to do and that people actually do something else, and then some kind of mischievous happened, or it's for hurting them, or it's not for their goodness. So it's not exactly the truth. The truth is, it's a vacant state wherein your consciousness is just altered with more focused state. That's why rather than just wandering your mind from different one thing to another thing, one item to another item, one event to another event, it's just focus on one thing at a time, and that's why you can communicate directly and more effectively with your subconscious mind. Then instead your thoughts are focused inward and you go into a mild trance. Now as you are very relaxed, you are focused, so your attention goes inward rather than outward. Now what happened? For example, there is a water body, and if the water is disturbed, you can't see the beneath level, but when that water gets stabilizes, actually you can see everything very clearly what's there beneath the level of water. In the same way, when our mind is disturbed with so many things, multitasking, or we are stressed, at that moment of time, we can't connect with our inner self. But when we are concentrated at one thing and we are very relaxed and focused at that moment of time, actually those things will pop up which are submerged or there beneath the level below, and that's how it's a process to go inward and just overcoming the disturbances or another things what's going on around in the outside world, and it's a journey within that particular stage. You can say is a hypnotic state. So fact 1. The word hypnosis comes from the Greek word hypnos, which means sleep. This is because it appeared that subjects who were hypnotized were asleep. However, when you practice hypnosis, you must be awake for it to be effective. So actually, we may say hypnos. The meaning of hypnos is sleeping, but actually, even the title who have given this title was not that much convinced about it, because there is no sleeping. But still, we are using this term. Going into the hypnotic state is a sleeping, that is hypnotic state we are saying, and then awakening state we are saying. So in between that is a more focused or altered state of awareness or a state of consciousness we are experiencing, and that's why we have to use these two terminologies. So that is fact number 1. So what exactly this trance is? What do you mean by trance? A trance is the term for the state you enter when you undergo hypnosis. It might sound mysterious or like a frightening form of mind control, but it's neither of those. So it's not any form of mind control kind of technique wherein someone else is going to control your mind. But again, it's that state of hypnosis wherein you are more focused, and you are actually concentrating what there inside, and you can see those things very clearly. That particular state is called as trance state of mind. Now fact 2. Trance is natural state. You have most likely already experienced trance. It can occur when you are doing something routine and your mind wanders, like staring out the window on a rainy day. So in fact, whenever your mind drifts or wanders, you are experiencing a light trance. Some people call it daydreaming. When you are hypnotized, this trance state is induced on a purpose. It's simply another state of consciousness, somewhere between being awake and being asleep. So this is fact number 2, where exactly we are when we are in trance. So what happens exactly during the hypnosis? Hypnosis is naturally and safely helps you achieve a number of goals in a relatively short time by guiding you through a process where you first relax. When you are relaxed, your mind no longer is in alert mode or searching for new information. So there are total 4 stages. So first stage is relaxed state. Second stage is remove resistance. By blocking out distractions, trance removes your natural resistance to change. So generally, whenever we are in alert state of mind, conscious state of mind, there are some distractions, there are some kind of blockings actually, and that actually bring resistance. So here, as we are in the relaxed state of mind, that resistance just get removed, and we may get directed to whatever change we want, and we get distracted from all the resistances, and that's how removal of resistance happen. Then third stage is bypass the critical conscious mind. When you bypass the conscious mind, you stop your natural habit to analyze everything. Generally, what happens whenever we are listening any kind of information, piece of information always we used to analyze, whether it is good, whether it is bad, whether I should do this or not. All that kind of logical kind of thing starts in my mind. But here, when I go into the trance or hypnotic state of mind, at that moment of time, what happens is that consciousness, which is going to do all that kind of critical thinking of that analysis part and logical part, that get bypassed, and directly the information go inside the subconscious mind. The fourth part is access the subconscious mind. As you are distraction free, now you can focus on what you want to change by making powerful suggestions to encourage lasting change. So here you can access your subconscious mind, because now you are away from all the distractions. So directly you can give those suggestions to your subconscious mind. So these are the 4 stages in which generally your hypnosis process happens. So examples of powerful suggestions to encourage change. You have all the energy you need. It's easy for you to stop beating your nails. You find it easy to drift off to sleep at night. You make solid business decisions. Your marriage is strong and secure. You're confident and sure of your abilities. You always stand up for yourself. You're able to achieve the goals you set for yourself. You love yourself unconditionally. You are a strong and successful person. So these kind of suggestions you can directly build to whatever problem actually you want to overcome. Just give that positive constructive statement and just train your mind, and that suggestibility will automatically your subconscious mind will accept, and it will actually overcome that negative behavior or negative habit. So what fact number 3 says: you can't lose control of your mind and you can't get stuck in a trance. Either your hypnotist will bring you out of the trance or you will come out of it naturally by yourself. So again, this is one kind of misunderstanding, that what will happen if I remain in the trance itself. So it's not possible to remain in that state for a very long time. There will be stage whenever you feel automatically to come out of that state, or of course if it's a guided suggestibility, then in that case your therapist will help you to make you come out of it. Whenever you are doing your meditation, at that moment of time also there is one stage whenever you go in that mild state of relaxation, which you may say it's a hypnotic state. But if and only if you may reach that state, then we can say you have achieved that relaxation state. Otherwise, simply whenever you are, that is grounding stage, wherein you are coming out of that stage. So that exercise is very powerful, means you need to practice it, because that is the right way to conduct any kind of therapy practice. Whenever you are doing it, how you are performing your induction, you have to perform your exit also. So that's how you need to come out of it. But it is wrong that if you think that I'll remain in that state, so it's not possible. You can easily come out of that state. The 3 main elements of hypnosis session. First, introduction. Here you relax the body and mind. The more relaxed you are, the easier it is to enter a trance. This is achieved using a combination of slow and deliberate breathing, counting, and visualization. So it's a first state, that is induction state. So in induction state, we are actually performing some kind of relaxation technique wherein the subject is going in that induction state. Second is change. Once you are relaxed and your attention is focused inward, you are able to accept suggestions without distractions. The hypnotist suggestions are spoken aloud to your unconscious mind. As long as your unconscious mind believes the suggestions are beneficial for you, it accepts them easily and create your life from them on to reflect the new changes. Third stage is exit stage. This is where you come out of the trance and return to your normal waking state. The exit phase is often linked to the type of induction used. To exit the trance, your hypnotist may simply count up from 1 to 5. At each number of hypnotist may give you suggestions about coming back. For example, you're feeling refreshed, relaxed, simply fantastic. So what fact number 4 says? In order for hypnosis to work, you need to be motivated to make changes. Hypnosis doesn't work if it's against your will. What type of techniques does a hypnotist use? So the hypnotist will use carefully chosen language to help address your issues and a particular tone of voice to soothe you. So whatever problem you actually gone to that therapist, he will use a proper a suggestion or script for first relax you, soothe you, and he will also use a specific tone of language, you may say voice modulation, to actually achieve you that particular state of hypnosis. They'll repeat important words to make sure they get through the unconscious mind. So in suggestibility, generally we need to, means therapist needs to focus and repeat the word again and again, so that your subconscious needs to understand that they have to actually focus on these things. If you are doing it for giving good sleep, so sleep, sleep, sleep. In this way, the therapist need to repeat the same thing for twice or thrice, so that the subject should understand the importance of that particular procedure. Then third is, depending on the length of the session, the hypnotist might embed suggestions within a story using metaphor to break down any remaining barriers. So there may be, within that session itself, there may be some kind of metaphor or story in between, so that they want to break that state somewhere. So in between that conversation, somewhere that metaphors will also be added. Then during the session, the hypnotist may make use of post-hypnotic suggestions. These are vocal cues that prime you to act at some point in the future. So few things will be added, which kind of result you want to achieve in the future. So those kind of things will be suggested in the script during the hypnotic session. So this is what these are the four different things which will happen during the session. So this much for this presentation. Thank you very much.